Friends, so in this video we'll see how we can set up a source tree, and using source tree how we can clone a GitHub repository, how we can add SSH key to our GitHub in best way. So let's start this exciting and crucial video. Basically, I have found that a lot of people may end up wasting a lot of time while setting this and they start using HTTP. No, so it's very easy. You can easily create your SSH key. Basically, using SSH command, you can create public and private key. Your private key has to be on your local, and your public key has to be set on the GitHub. So your private key act as a lock, and your public key act as a key. So that you have to set on a GitHub. And after that, once you install a source tree, so basically you have to create an SSH agent. There is a SSH agent, and you have to just provide a key. So SSH agent takes that private key and automatically it creates a session authorization, and it helps you to fetch or pull the GitHub repository from the GitHub. So let's start. We should not be wasting any time. So first show you my GitHub account. So this is my GitHub account, and I'll show you. See, I don't have as of now. Earlier I had a key, but I have deleted just to show you. So I don't have any key, SSH key. Okay. And our target is to clone this repository, one GitHub repository. So our target is to clone this repository. Okay. Now I have already a source tree. I was trying to clone this, but it is not possible because there is no SSH key. I'll close it. The first, to get the source tree, you have to go to the Google, and you have to search. Yeah. So you have to it source tree. That's it. And simply you have to just download for Windows, and it will get downloaded. And simple, after installing, you don't have to select any uh, Bitbucket, something like that. You have to just skip it because you want to set it for a GitHub. That's it. And then you can simply install it. And once you install it, that git bash, all this internally comes, so you don't need to worry. So first thing is that after you install with GitHub this source tree, so first thing is to create a private and public SSH key. So basically, if first we'll check, do we have a SSH key? No, we don't have a key. So first I'll show you where SSH key used to be default there, used to be default present. So in a Windows, C, users, and then sync. And here there is a .ssh folder, and we don't have any key. So now we have to create a public and private key that I already told you. So go to the command, any command. You can also open terminal here also, and you have to type SSH keygen. That's it. So it will create a key. So you have to type. It is saying now I'm generating a public private key. So enter file. So basically it takes this default location to store your public and private key. You have to just enter, and then you don't need any passphrase, and then enter. The key has been created. You can see. Now how to identify which is public and private key? Basically this pub, its extension is a publisher dot pub. So this is your public key that you have to share in your GitHub. So if I'll open it, so you can see, yeah, this is my public key. Okay, now you got idea. So this is my public key. Okay, yeah. Now my public key, you can see this is how public key is to be there. Yeah. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. So, and this is the private key that you have to keep on your local. You don't have to share it. That's it. That you have to understand. A private key has to be on your system and public key that you have to share. So now I can see, yes, my public key is created. Again, I'll check. So you have to see this is how public key looks like. You have to just copy it because my public key has been created. So what I'll do, I'll add to my GitHub account. I'll go here. Simply, I'll add a key. You need to add two keys. The one is for authentication. So you can say, you can name any, you can give any name, authentication key, and then you have to paste your public key. That's it. A key has been added. Then next, again, you have to add a key. And then again, you have to type slash signing key. Okay. And you have to select it signing key. You have to paste it. That's it. So you have given your public, your SSH key to GitHub account. Now, if you go here and select here, so you have to just load it. That's it. One second, just now you can see once we have reloaded. Earlier, as we had not given a key, so it was saying you need to create, there is no SSH key. Now, once you have given SSH key, it is saying now you can copy it and you can use it. So now this has been done. One side work has been done, like you have a given your public key to GitHub account. Yeah, that is okay. Now the other thing is we have to set up into our source tree. That is the most important thing, and that is very easy. So you have to just open source tree. Yes, opening, take time. Initially, when you load first time, yeah. So you can see this is how your source tree initial looks like. Then what you have to do, you have to go to the tool section, okay, here, and then you have to create a SSH private key using private key generated using SSH keygen command. So basically, this private key is used by SSH agent. That's it. That you have to remember only. So what you have to do, you have to just click on load, and then you have to go .ssh. You won't be seeing any key. So to see this all the key, you have to just click on all. So you want to create a private key for SSH agent. So you have to just select the private key. Okay. And just on this, it will say some, and then you have to just click on save private. You want to create a private key for SSH agent. So you have to load a private key, and then you have to just click on save. Okay. And then you can give like SSH agent private key. Okay. And then just save it. Now you have created a private key for SSH agent. Now you want to give that private key to the SSH agent. So what you have to do, you have to just click on launch SSH agent. So it will say, do you have a SSH key? So when you are launching, it is saying, do you have a SSH key for me to get activated? Yes. So you say, yes, I have, and you just give that SSH key that you have created and just load it. So now it has been loaded. So just to make sure that key has been taken, you just go here, and then the downside you can see here the key, the proper key has been loaded. This is the private SSH key that you have been created for SSH agent. Yeah. So it has taken the correct key. Now what we'll do, now we'll try to clone a repository. So we'll go here and we'll go here SSH, we'll copy this. Okay. And go to the source tree, We'll say, hey, I want to clone it. Just paste it and click outside. You can see, as I told you, that you will start seeing this is a Git repository. Yeah. So now you're ready to clone. We'll provide a folder. So folder, you can specify any folder here, and then you can create a folder, something like maybe test. Maybe if you want, you can give any folder test name, and then you can just clone it. That's it. So this is as simple as it. So you don't have to be too much create, like you don't have to bother a lot how to create a key, how you can set up. So basically the simple concept is you need to have a public key and private key. The public key that you will share on a GitHub, private key that you will use to create a private key for a SSH agent that you will provide to the source tree. And source tree is helpful for cloning your repository, GitHub repository. Why we are using source tree? We can also use Git bash, but source tree is a UI interface, and that will help you to easily clone. You can see still it is loading, and this is the repository that we were trying to clone it. So this is the path, and it's still cloning. And we'll check on the local. Yeah, so .git folder has been downloaded now, but still the folder has not been downloaded. Entire the content still it is loading the source tree. Let's wait for some time. It will be loading soon. So I think it has been loaded. Yeah, just wait for some time. Yeah, so now we can see the source tree is showing all the history. And yeah, so all the folders had been cloned of this project that you can see. And this is the source tree, and this is how, that's why I told you that you should go for source tree, because you can see all the history, all the changes that has been done by the authors who has done what changes, and that you can view clearly, like in a log, who has made what changes in the as a commit id, and everything that you can view using a source tree. So that is the best tool that you can go for if you are using a GitHub. Yeah, so at last, basically, just to summarize, you need a two private key, public key, private key. The public key that you have to share on a GitHub, and private key that you have to use to create a SSH agent key, SSH that needs by SSH agent. So that's all. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.